We are moving on to page 589, and I'm looking at how to write using models to write fractions as decimals. And I went back to the journal portion in regards to this foldable that we made. And when we were first learning about decimals, we found out that the first number behind the decimal is known as tenths. And if I had to write it as a fraction, if you could say the decimal correctly, you could write it as a fraction. 3/10 is known as 3/10. The 4 is in the hundredths place because 100 has 2 zeros, 2 numbers after the decimal. If you could say the number correctly, you could write it as a fraction, 4 hundredths. And the reason why I bring that up is because today we're going to look at how to write fractions as decimals. And it's basically pretty simple because if you can say the fraction correctly, you can automatically write it as a decimal. But the main portion of writing a fraction as a decimal is this: the denominator. Has to be a 10, a 100, and maybe 5th grade, I know 6th grade math does it, 1,000. So that means that my fraction needs to be looking like this with the 10, like this with the 100, and in some cases like this with 1,000. So let's see how we can find out how to make any fraction a decimal by changing the denominators to 10, 100, or 1,000. The book says right here, write 1/2 as a decimal, and here it is on page 589. I'm going to write in my book, so this is the drawing. On the drawing, they want 1/2. Move my thumb out of the way so you can see my handwriting. Okay, we want the 1/2 as a decimal. You need to ask yourself the question: is there a number times the denominator to get you a 10, 100, or 1,000? The reason why, again, is because if you say the fractions correctly, you're automatically saying the decimal. 1/10, that's the first number after the decimal. Hundredths, that's 2 numbers after the decimal. Thousands is 3 numbers after the decimal. Here's my 1/2. Is there a number times 2 to get me 10? And you'll say yes. So I'm going to put the 10 right here. 2, the floor plan, 5 on the bottom. What you do on the bottom, you do on the top. 1 times 5 is 5. How do you say this fraction correctly? 5/10. How do you write it as a decimal? Decimal 5. The reason why 10 has 1 0, again, you guys told me that look at the zeros and tells you how many places after the decimal. 1 0 after in a 10 means 1 number after the decimal. If I go back to my book, they went ahead and they did the floor plan here. They wrote it in red, 5/10. And then they want you to shade the model of 5/10 using the grid. So if we're going to shade, that means we're going to look at the part to the whole. Okay? If I go here, this is my fraction model. I'm going to get a different colored pencil. And because this is part to the whole, they cut it up into 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to shade 5, so I'll go ahead and shade in my messy squiggly 5. Okay, so I've shaded 5, and the model shows that 5/10, or look right here, this is the same as this. Theirs is more solid than mine. 5/10 or 1/2, so 1/2 is equal to 5/10. And you're like, well, I don't believe you. Okay, let's look at it again. Here's the 5/10, and your first assignment was reducing the fraction, simplifying the fraction. And we did that by trying to find common multiples between the two, all right? And because if I had to look at it on the 5, I'll go 5/10. On the 10, I'll go 10 right here. Oh, not multiples, factors. Let's go back to factors. Sorry. 1, 5 on the 10. 1, 10, 2, 5. The common factors were 1 and 5. And it seems like I could use the 5 to divide both of them out. So if I reduce the fraction or simplify the fraction, 5 divided by 5 is 1, 10 divided by 5 is 2. This 1/2 is this 1/2, which was the original 1/2. So here we did the floor plan to find a denominator to get me a 10, 100, or 1,000. If you can say the fraction correctly, you can write it as a decimal. And then I prove to you how 5/10, if I reduce the fraction 1/2, that means that they are equal fractions.